Hey y'all, I just wanted to talk to y'all about something. So last night was my kids' second basketball game. Unfortunately, I couldn't make the first one, but I ended up making the second one. Now, when I say the kids, they're doing as good as to be expected with the coaching that they had. Now, the girls' basketball team, their coach is pretty good. She's a little hard, but it's to be expected because you can actually see that she puts work in with the girls. Now, far as the boys basketball coach, mm-mm. This dude is super duper lazy. When I say super duper lazy, he is super duper lazy. When we got there, he gave these boys no type of encouragement, no type of enthusiasm, none whatsoever. He was sitting there texting, tweeting, Instagramming, whatever you want to say or whatever on his phone the whole entire time before the boys even got on the court to play their game. My husband or whatever and I were at the concession stand, and my son ended up coming to us. He had to use the restroom, so he said, "Dad, walk around here with me." My husband walks around there with my son, and there are some other boys that are on the basketball team with my son as well, and they were in the restroom like, "Anthony, is that your dad?" And my son was like, "Yeah, that's my dad," and they was like, "Man, we scared. These boys is big, and they ain't our coach ain't telling us what to do, and we just supposed to pass the ball back and forth until we tire out the other team." I'm like, that what type of coaching is this? Like, y'all want these kids to go out here and win a game. Y'all telling them if they don't win or whatever that they ain't doing a good job. No, y'all are not doing a good job because y'all sitting up here and you're texting on your phone. You're not even encouraging these children to do their best. Even if they don't win, you can at least tell them like do the best that they can instead of sitting there texting on the phone, being on Facebook or whatever you do. So when the game was over, although they had a victory or whatever, and they won, both the girls basketball team and the boys basketball team won. I'm still sitting here upset at the how the coaches were, and it wasn't like I said, it was not the lady or the girls basketball coach, it was the boys. And my husband, he tried to go over and talk with the coach and everything, and asked him could they try to encourage the boys a little bit, um, to pump them up or give them some type of enthusiasm, or just say, what I'm saying, go out here and do your best. The coach was just rude as hell with my husband talking about how long you been coaching. First of all, that is not a response that you give a parent whose child is on the basketball team, first of all. And second of all, you're sitting here in the, what I'm saying, chair of a coach, also a teacher at the school, and you want to talk about how long you been coaching. That is rude. That is beyond rude. And then y'all sit up here and y'all talk about these kids like a dog and talk about how their attitudes are. They feed off of y'all. Y'all sit up here, y'all be there, what I'm saying, teacher, coach, from 8 o'clock in the morning up until 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but you rude. You're rude to the kids, and then you want the kids to pretty much obey y'all. How can kids concentrate? How can kids sit up here and obey you or come at you correctly when you come at them rudely? That I don't like that. And then being a parent, I really don't like when teachers or school officials come at the parents rudely, and then you're not going to get anywhere with the student when you're rude. You're not going to get anywhere with the children when you're rude and nasty to them. And like I said, the game, it was a good game, but there were a lot of mistakes that were made. Although, like I said, it was the second of the two games. The first one was played the night before or whatever, but the coaches just sit there or whatever and they're just on the phone. I don't even know the coach name, really don't care to know his name, but from what I saw and from what I've heard, he just loves to be on his phone constantly. And I asked my son, I said, "Well, what do y'all do during practice?" He said, "Mama, we just started practicing last week. Every week that we went to practice every day, because they practice every day, I said, what do y'all do? He said, Mama, he just sits there and texts on his phone the whole time or on Facebook the whole time. I said, y'all don't do no type of drills, no type of plays or anything? Nope, he just stay on his phone. I said, and that's it. Yes, ma'am, you can ask everybody. I said, okay. I haven't said anything or whatever. So then when the game was over, I had all three of my children. And my baby daughter said, well, you know, Mama, that's my gym teacher. And he just be on his phone the whole time we in gym. What? The whole time y'all in gym, he on his phone. Yes, ma'am. We go out for recess and he don't even know if we be hurt. We be out there on the playground playing and he on his phone. I find that very disturbing. Why do I find it very disturbing? Kids do a lot of stuff on playgrounds, okay? And if you got kids being bullied, how you gonna sit there and write out an incident report on a child that's been harmed or hurt on the playground when you sitting here, got your head down in your phone and don't even know who started it? First of all, you don't even know what was done. You can't even tell what was done. Only thing you're gonna go by is hearsay. Oh, well, she hit me first. No, you didn't. She hit me. So you can't even vouch properly for the right student or whatever, or to say, well, I saw so and so do this or I saw so and so do that because you're in your phone. Now, if you're a school official, I don't feel like you should even be allowed to have your phone out. The jobs that I've been on, you're not even allowed to have your phone out. If you do have a phone, it needs to be on silent. It needs to be on vibrate. If you have somebody in your life that is that important to where you can't take 5 minutes out your day and not be on your phone, then obviously you do not need to be in that position, because I feel like I have three children. I feel like my three children's education is important. Now, if I don't send my kids to school, they gonna come after me and be sitting up here trying to charge me for truancy because my kids didn't come to school. But then I'm sending them to school to get an education, and then y'all sit up here and be on your phones. Now, not only is this coach on his phone, there are numerous teachers on their phone, and the only thing they can say, oh, they're contacting the rest of the staff. What the hell is it that y'all need to talk about that important that y'all can't talk about during y'all lunch hour, when the kids get out of school? Hell, before the kids even come to school. That is just downright rude. And then you sit up here and y'all dog these kids out. How can you dog a child out like y'all do when y'all sitting up here and not even taking the time out of your day to look up from your phone? Then you sit up here, report cards and progress reports come out. Oh, they got an A. How you get an A in a class that you won't even do nothing in? All you doing is just sitting there. That's what I'm not understanding. You just sitting in a class. They just giving you a grade. And then you got